Welcome to AHA.
A human among humans.
A human among humans. We great human here, Sarah Brett, growing by the moment. I'm your host, Michael Coran, and we're discussing the story of Abraham in Genesis. Abraham was supposed to bring blessings to all families on earth, and we're in the midst of a discussion about Abraham hearing from God, throw out Hagar, a slave woman, who's the mother of your son Ishmael. Throw him out too, by the way. Throw them both out. And because Sarah has just complained to Abraham, I don't want, full disclosure, I don't want Ishmael to get the inheritance with Isaac. Mm-hmm. Whoa, so it's clear. And we have two hard questions. One, Sarah wanted to know during the break, who is this God who's saying such mean things? This God that, in the beginning of the Bible says God created heaven and earth and all the animals, giraffes, chimpanzees, polar bears, sparrows, us. And yet at this particular moment, God is really down to earth. Although in the second chapter of Genesis it says Yahweh creates humanity out of mud, clay, so it's down to earth. But this God here, when they use the word God, they mean Elohim in Hebrew, which is the community of gods acting together. What could this mean? I'd like to at least try to find a good interpretation of it. Because when I pray, my intuition or God often has me leave situations. I'm not sure always the best. I was once in Israel, and I heard my inner voice say, jump off the roof. I think a woman had been sleeping with me on the roof, and she left in the morning, not entirely happy. Then I hear jump off the roof. And I think for a moment, I say, wait a minute. I'm in Israel. Israel means to wrestle with God and sometimes win. Inner voice, you must be telling me this to teach me to wrestle with you. So I didn't jump. Walked down the stairs, went to Hebrew University cafeteria, and chatted with people over coffee instead. So I had to learn to wrestle. But Abraham doesn't wrestle here. He wrestled about Sodom, tried to save Lot. Doesn't even wrestle here. This is my guess. I don't really know. That's too hard a question. He must be channeling or being invaded by Sarah's spirit. He must. They're using the same words. I remember I'm sitting on my rooftop here in Cambridge. My mother's visiting, sitting next with my next door neighbor, and my mother says, don't you think Michael should marry Robbie? And Robbie was daughter of a millionaire. My mother was sick about money. And my neighbor says, I don't know, maybe. The next day I feel a voice inside that says, propose to Robbie, and I get on my knees.
But you didn't know your mother had asked the neighbor that question?
I know, I was there.
Oh.
I was there.
Mm-hmm.
And I still felt it was inside. I asked, I'm on one knee, and I say, Robbie, will you marry me? And she says, yes. I was very lucky to get out of that marriage. I mean, I love Robbie. She loves me, but unfortunately, she needed to go to Burlington, Vermont. She got tenure there. And I needed to stay here, so it wouldn't have mattered. But I almost lost my life. I was not, even though we loved each other, neither of us knew how to care for each other. She at least knew how to care for her son. I didn't know how to care for anybody, some bad way of caring for me. So that's inner voice invades from other people. Our President follows his inner voice, his intuition. But here the Bible says God doesn't even use Yahweh, Elohim, the community. Now it turns out, we'll see, maybe we'll say that's such a powerful question, such a hard question, such an important one. Can I trust that there's a voice inside that's guiding me, caring for me, loving me? Boy, wouldn't that be nice? I do. But what about this here? Eventually, I'm giving this away though, Abraham is not going to talk to his inner voice ever again. First he's going to tell it what to do. You go tell his servant, God's going to help you find a wife for Isaac. So he starts ordering the voice around. He doesn't just listen to it anymore. And then he lives the life, no mention of God at all. Mm-hmm. Shouldn't say this because you're looking for God. But you maybe have to take the journey. He eventually gets remarried with 6 children. No mention of God at all. Even when he dies, the Bible's honest as always. He's gathered to his people. No mention of divinity. None. But this is a stage on his, I think he might have, he's going to be very tricky with this though. Even though he sends Ishmael and Hagar out, we'll see 2 messengers find, or at least one messenger finds them on their way. I think it was sent from Abraham. I think he knew this isn't going to work. Let Sarah think that she's doing this. And it was, of course, hard for Hagar and Ishmael, but it wouldn't have worked if they stayed. So I think, you can tell me if this makes any sense, his intuition was right. It was letting him know that, yes, I'm being influenced by Sarah. I'm using the same words, but we're going to go through with it, and we'll figure out a way to care for Hagar and Ishmael. And because we're saying it's God speaking, we're open to help from all kinds of ways, including a messenger I'm going to send to them. So I think in that way, that intuition that seemed very harsh, sometimes you have to leave people, you know that. Your intuition will say, out of here. And then you can work on the consequences of that to make it as best. It was an impossible situation. Doesn't make it pretty. Very traumatic. Some people think he married Hagar because he married a woman named Keturah, and Keturah's name means spices, and Hagar was from the spice land of Egypt. That would be lovely. So he made it work. Had 6 more children. Happy. So sometimes intuition, especially if you feel it comes from that caring space, even though it seems you have to be brave enough to be not a good guy, really, and eventually learn to make it as good as you can. That's my attempt to defend Abraham and the Bible and God. As Michelle's mother says, it'll all work out for the good in the end. If it's not good, it's not yet the end.
It's nice.
So what do you think?
I think I want to keep reading.
Okay, go for it.
Do whatever Sarah tells you. The descendants I promised you will be from Isaac. I will also make the descendants of Ishmael into a great nation because he is your son too.
Oh, so his inner intuition voiced God, letting him know that Ishmael's going to be cared for. Well, no mention of Hagar, but...
Early the next morning, Abraham took some food and a leather bag full of water. He gave them to Hagar and sent her away. Carrying these things and her son, Hagar went and wandered in the desert of Beersheba.
Wow, so what do you think? How do you feel? You're Hagar, you're wandering, your son is on your shoulder, your water and bread. What do you think of the one jug of water and one loaf of bread? What do you think?
Very dangerous. Out in the desert?
Yeah.
Without a lot of resources.
But we're learning to read really, this is the Bible's teaching us to be awake, awake, awake. What would you make if you're Hagar and Abraham gives you, this is a real hard question, but this is crucial for our lives. You know what people say and do to really know what's going on? If he gives you one loaf of bread,
It said some food.
and yes, or it's the literal is a leather bag full of water, and and took some food. I think it's just bread. Doesn't say that here. So what do you, if you got a loaf of bread and a jug of water from this man who's the father of your child, who's sending you out because Sarah told him to and God told him to, what does the loaf of bread and the jug of water, what does it communicate?
That she is being cared for. Because she can refill the jug of water.
No, what about the loaf of bread?
And the loaf of bread. I'm almost thinking it means...
Go for it.
I don't know, does it mean come back when she needs more?
Get close to that.
Okay.
Don't worry. It'll be enough for you. We're gonna say, I'll be around some way. I'm the great Abraham, I can send messengers. So I can't say it to you verbally or Sarah will cut my head off. But, so that's a little different. Just a little, it's not clear. We'll see what happens. Again, the Bible doesn't mess around. This is trauma after trauma. How to deal. One woman writer said, life isn't one damn thing after another. It's just one damn thing. Just as we know this, it's trauma after trauma. And this is a story of blessings because it's a way out of trauma. Even giving one loaf and one jug is a way of indicating it's going to be traumatic, but don't worry, I'm not giving you like tons of food. And when they went out, which isn't going to take very long, something's going to come and help you. Still is traumatic, but with hope.
Later, when all the water was gone from the bag, Hagar put her son under a bush. Then she went a good way off, the distance of a bow shot.
That's a long way.
Yeah.
And all these details are super important. Why does she do that? They're going to say why. You can read it.
Yeah. And she sat down across from him. She thought, my son will die, and I cannot watch this happen. She sat there across from him and began to cry.
So again, this is very like a play. Very carefully choreographed. She's far away. right? Why do you go far away from your son?
She was hoping someone would come and rescue the son.
Maybe, or maybe this is a initiation rite for her son. Maybe all boys. He's around only 8 now, I think. Right? Maybe even less. Maybe there's some experience. He has to. There's an old song. I don't know if you know it. You gotta walk that lonesome valley. You gotta walk it by yourself. Ain't nobody else can walk it for you. You gotta walk that lonesome valley by yourself. So maybe just one way of perspective. Maybe even Hagar knows Isaac's gotta deal with this by himself. I'm around, but not close. Although she is weeping too. She's not sure. Hoping, faith, I don't know. But she's not there cuddling him. Or being cuddled by him. They both are learning this. She's a slave too. Any comments, feelings, thoughts?
I think right now I'm getting that she doesn't have faith, that she's overwhelmed.
She does or doesn't?
Does not.
Oh, my.
That she is just watching from a distance and hoping maybe someone will come across him and rescue her.
Oh, so still, well, that's a little hope.
Yeah, that's true.
A little hope at least. Maybe not faith, but hope. I think she has that. Very genuine. Well, you're no stranger to situations that are really traumatic. When I have I made friends with them finally after 50 years. My fallen angels. They used to come and teach me stuff, but they used to beat the shit out of me before they were like Zen masters. Whack! Whack! Off with your head. Open your heart, kid. Stop thinking. Stop it. It's like my mother. So she might have hoped that some messenger, the word in Hebrew for angel is just messenger. It could be a human. Hope, at least. I was in some little sliver when the fallen angels were beating me up. There's a tiny sliver in me that says, I'm going to get through this. I sometimes forget that, but I think that might be what Hagar is. Because what happens next?
God heard the boy crying, and God's angel called to Hagar from heaven. He said, "What is wrong, Hagar? Don't be afraid. God has heard the boy crying there. Help him up and take him by the hand. I will make his descendants into a great nation."
Wow. Now this is it for me. Well, no, you first. What do you think of this?
God's angel.
Or messenger in Hebrew.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a human.
Called to Hagar. This is what Hagar's hearing. This is her intuition.
Oh, she's hearing this. Wow. I like to think it's Abram has sent a messenger.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't gone too far. Hagar's been through this before.
Mm-hmm.
She had a trial run. She knows how it goes. It's still, you're not sure, but you've been through it before. Hopefully when we have our demons attack us, we'll know, hopefully, some tiny part somewhere. We've gotten through this. Or you can call someone me.
Thank you. Then God showed Hagar a well of water.
Wow.
So she went to the well and filled her bag with water and gave the boy a drink.
Oh my. So and I think she lifted him up, yes?
God was with the boy as he grew up.
No, right before this though.
Oh,
She lifted.
Lift him up
yeah.
and take him by the hand.
So maybe he could have seen too if she's lifting him up.
That's true.
So this was, all Christians go through this. Each Mass is being crucified and resurrected.
Mm-hmm.
We join Joshua Jesus in his crucifixion and then celebrate his resurrection. So and Ishmael is experiencing this too. And maybe we need to. And this is a careful doing it, like the Mass. Well, Mom's there, a messenger from Dad's there. Okay, I know what it's like to be traumatized and come through. And I'll need that again and again. Because what is he going to be now?
God was with the boy as he grew up. Ishmael lived in the desert and became an archer.
So God's with him now. He has this, rebirth experience, this death, truly death. And so he can feel underneath his usual personality. We're all chips off the old cosmic block. We've been made by the stars in the galaxy. Mm-hmm. We're stardust. And we have our personalities, so often it's hard to be as awesome as we are. One woman running for president now, Marianne Williamson, she said, what are people most afraid of? What do you think?
Their true selves.
Truth. They're afraid of how awesome they are. It's too much to handle. I had that trouble looking at one woman yesterday. Michelle, she looks too beautiful for me. Help! Help! Honest, I couldn't handle it. I should have got into soft focus. It was just on FaceTime. Help me over it. So we're afraid of how, but if you get opened up, like Ishmael, Isaac is next to be initiated. You get opened up, you say, oh my, underneath all I am, there's this energy, this star energy, this awesome energy. Wow, underneath me and everybody. So these difficult chapters are a way of feeling blessings and sharing them. What did we learn in school today? Well, all my traumas can bring blessings. Yeah, happy.
He lived in the desert of Paran, and his mother found a wife for him in Egypt.
Because she's from Egypt.
Yes.
So there's hope. There's talking about blessing. Hope. Mom found one too. Maybe Match.com will do it. That's how my brother did it.
Then Abimelech came with Phicol, the commander of his army, and said to Abraham, God is with you in everything you do.
So Abraham, maybe in his own traumatized way, has found the light breaking through the cracked places. He's got so many. We know. We're no stranger to cracked places. I'm one cracked place. So.
God is with you in everything that you do.
Now, who is Abimelech? Do you remember?
Yes, Abimelech is the one who, wasn't he one of the 3 people who visited Sarah?
Close.
Oh.
After.
Oh. Okay.
Abraham gave you away to a king. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
In this poly community. And supposedly the king didn't sleep with you because his intuition warned
Right,
him.
that's
But
right.
who knows
That's right.
what really happened?
That's right.
And he's back again to remind us, who's the father of Isaac? Abimelech comes in again right after this and says,
So make a promise to me here before God that you will be fair with me and my children and my descendants.
my children, whoa. So, because maybe Abimelech, maybe hearing about this is, what's Abraham going to do to Isaac after he realizes he's thrown out the boy who's really his? And maybe Abimelech thinks Isaac is his boy. What would you feel if you heard someone coming, knocking on your door and saying to you, or saying to the man you're with, let's say you're with a very nice man you love, and he knocks on the door and says to the man, Dave, please be promised to be good. We have to be promised to be good to each other's children. And he was your next door neighbor. What would Dave think?
Polly.
Yeah. And maybe it would be okay with him, as it was with my redheaded friend in California. So we're almost done. You don't need to do this, but if you can you stay? Oh, great! We have one more half hour. Perfect. We'll finish this. Stay tuned to see what happens with Abimelech and Abraham and somebody's son. Laughter. It's funny.